Following the resounding success of 50 Shades of Grey, Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan quickly became Hollywood's most talked-about couple. Their steamy scenes, suggestive glances, and explosive on-screen chemistry led millions of fans to believe their relationship was more than just acting. But, the truth behind it wasn't as simple as the rumors suggested. Clapperboard genuine chemistry, or just superb acting? Throughout the film's promotion, Dakota and Jamie constantly appeared together with just the right amount of intimate gestures to pique curiosity. From their gazes and smiles to their ambiguous answers in interviews, fans kept wondering. Were those feelings genuine, or just a perfectly staged script? The truth is, both Dakota and Jamie admitted they had to build absolute trust to complete the sensitive scenes. But trust in the workplace doesn't equate to feelings in real life. Revolving light rumors explode behind the scenes. For years, social media has been rife with rumors that Dakota and Jamie crossed the line when the cameras were off. Some sources even claimed to have seen them unusually close off-set. However, no concrete evidence has been presented. Jamie Dornan has openly shared that he always maintains clear boundaries to respect his family. Meanwhile, Dakota Johnson has repeatedly emphasized, "We are professional co-stars. All emotions serve the role." Collision shocking truth. Fans love the story more than the truth. What surprised many the most was that the bond between Dakota and Jamie largely stemmed from audience expectations, not from a secret relationship. Hollywood is no stranger to couples paired up in the fans' imagination, and Dakota Jamie are a prime example. Fire. So what ultimately remains after 50 Shades? After the series, the two almost never appeared together again, each pursuing their own career. No public drama, no romantic scandals, only an unforgettable cinematic legacy. Right finger. The shocking truth isn't that they were ever in love, but that they acted so convincingly that the whole world believed it was real. Puzzle piece. Moments that keep rumors from starting. Despite their constant denials, there were moments after 50 Shades that left fans constantly suspicious. From suggestive glances on the red carpet, half-joking remarks on talk shows, to their avoidance of direct answers when asked about each other, all of this fueled speculation. In particular, Dakota Johnson once said that she found it very difficult to let go of the emotions attached to the role. This statement was immediately interpreted in many ways by fans, and rumors flared up again. Heartbreak. The growing distance. After the final film, what surprised audiences was that Dakota and Jamie almost completely stopped interacting publicly. No joint projects. No intimate photos. No mentions of each other's names like before. For many, this is a sign of a relationship that once existed but couldn't continue. But for those who understand Hollywood, it's how stars cut ties to escape the shadow of their roles. Revolving light. The truth behind the silence. Industry sources reveal that both Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan actively kept their distance to avoid impacting their personal lives and future careers. 50 Shades brought them global fame, but also confined them to an overly provocative and controversial image. Their silence, without denying too much, was also a way to avoid fanning the flames of scandal, protect loved ones, and most importantly, let the story close on its own. Collision. So what's the biggest shocking truth? Right finger. Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan weren't secretly in love. Right finger. But they created a relationship on screen strong enough to fool the whole world. Fans don't love the truth. Fans love emotion. And 50 Shades did that brilliantly. Mantelpiece clock. As time passed, the truth gradually became clear. Years after 50 Shades, both Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan took very different paths. Dakota chose more independent, edgy, and strong-willed roles. Jamie, on the other hand, shifted towards projects with deeper psychological depth. The only thing they have in common? Neither wants to be constantly associated with the same name. And that's why they rarely mention each other, not even in a polite conversation. Not because of hatred, but because 50 Shades is a chapter that has closed eyes. What did observant fans notice? One detail that once caused a stir among fans was Dakota almost never followed Jamie's new projects on social media. Jamie also avoided answering questions about Dakota in later interviews. To fans, this was a sign of coldness. But to those in the industry, it's a very familiar strategy in Hollywood for distancing oneself from a role. Speech balloons. Seemingly casual remarks. Once, when asked if she'd be willing to reunite with Jamie on another project, Dakota just smiled and vaguely replied, "Everything has its time." A short statement, but enough to leave fans guessing. Was there something going on? Or simply that she doesn't want to dwell on the past? Revolving light. The truth few dare to speak out. Hollywood loves secret love stories. The media loves vague rumors. And audiences like to believe that on-screen chemistry is real in real life. Right finger. But the truth is, Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan did an excellent job. They sold the audience a perfect emotional connection, and the audience continued the story themselves. Brain. What Dakota Jamie never say. In the film industry, there's an unwritten rule. Don't shatter the illusion that the audience is loving. Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan understand this very well. They neither confirm nor deny anything too harshly, because just one unnecessary word could shatter the entire magic of 50 Shades. Their silence, in essence, is the safest answer. Face mask between the role and the real person. A little known truth. Both Dakota and Jamie have shared that 50 Shades was both a special and stressful experience. The daring scenes, the scrutinizing gaze, the swirling rumors, dangerously blurred the line between actor and character. And when the film ended, what they needed to do most wasn't to continue the story, but to reclaim themselves. Collision. The most shocking truth. There's no earth-shattering secret. Audiences were always waiting for a plot twist. A hidden romance. A behind-the-scenes scandal. Or a belated confession. Right finger. But no. The most shocking truth is, there's nothing to reveal. No secret romance. No betrayal. No hidden drama. Just two actors brilliantly performing the most challenging roles of their careers. Heartbreak. Why do fans still refuse to believe? Because accepting that truth means 50 Shades is just a movie. Those glances were just acting. And the emotions the audience felt were self-generated. This is harder to accept than any romance rumor. Fire. The true legacy of Dakota Johnson Jamie Dornan. It's not about whether they loved each other or not, but what they did was make the whole world argue for years. Make a fictional relationship seem frighteningly real. And leave behind a story that fans are still not ready to close. Crystal ball. Controversial hypothesis. What if they really had feelings for each other? Let's assume, just assume, that Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan ever crossed emotional boundaries. That's not uncommon in film. When two actors live with their characters for years, sharing the most intimate scenes, feelings can arise and disappear as quickly as they appeared. But Hollywood doesn't have room for prolonged ambiguity. If there were feelings, they weren't strong enough to jeopardize their careers, families, and personal image. And that's when reason triumphs over emotion. Clapperboard. Why will they never reunite on screen? Many fans believe a reunion project would shatter all doubts. The truth is the opposite. A reunion could reignite old rumors, trap them forever in the shadow of 50 Shades, cause all their future roles to be compared and scrutinized. Right finger. Not reuniting is the most beautiful and safest way to close the old chapter. downward trend when the media gradually falls silent. Over time, the press no longer exploits the Dakota Jamie story as much as before. Not because they've lost curiosity, but because there's nothing new to sensationalize. Rumors thrive on information gaps. And when those gaps disappear, the story naturally dies down. Speech balloon, a truth that makes fans hesitate. One thing is undeniable. If there really was a shocking secret between them, it would have been revealed long ago. Hollywood has never been a place that can keep anything secret for too long. Right finger, the lack of evidence after all these years is the clearest evidence.